Y'all doing today? This is your hostess with the mostest, Donna Smith, aka Lady D. Hey, I don't have much time, but I thought I would chime in, do a little video, touch bases, make sure everyone's okay, make sure everything is cool. Because, one of the main things I wanted to talk about is, you know, when the weights are heavy. We all have been there at some point in our lives where we have been bombarded with heavy weights. And that could be um, weights on all different levels. It could be your personal life, it could be your work life, it could be your spiritual life. Some have spiritual weights. It could be um, your love life. It could be all types of ways and situations that one carries weights. You guys, I'm still eating some lunch, so bear with me, okay? All right. So, sorry, I had a pickle. So, who or what do you turn to when your weights are heavy? And one in particular that I struggle with is when you have lost something dear to you, something or someone. And I know that's a hard one for all of us to swallow. But it seems as though as we become older, mature adults, especially, you start to experience a lot of death and losing those and things of importance all around you in the scope of family, friends, co-workers, what have you. There's loss. And you try to find a way to balance and deal with it, which is difficult for everyone. However, your understanding of these things evolving becomes more, your eyes become more open to the reality that we're only here for a reason and a season, you guys. Everyone has their mark in their day. And sometimes we take for granted that we're just gonna go to work, come home, eat dinner, spend time with family, go to bed, wake up, and have a chance to do it all again the next day. And you may not. But when those weights become heavy, and sometimes, all the time, everyone deals with loss, mourning, separation, things of that in different ways. We all do. So, how I mourn and deal with mine may be totally different from yours. And we have got to respect that in one another. However, what do you do when the weights become heavy? Do you turn to someone to talk to? Do you go into your prayer closet? Do you lash out at others because your mood becomes altered? Do you isolate yourself? That's a good one. Some will just isolate. You know, all of a sudden, sorry, I apologize if I'm being rude, but I'm still hungry. Um, some will isolate themselves from the reality of what's happening and their associations with others and connecting with others, and that's not always good. It may be good for a little bit because you need that internal time. But after the fact, you need to start embracing getting out, doing things amongst other people to help you cope. So, what is it that you feel is a realistic way to deal with your heavyweights? Because some of us don't wear what we're dealing with on our backs, on our shoulders. Um, we don't place it in our backpacks, in our heavy purse. Like some say, I got the heaviest purse in the world. I wish they had that movie, that show, Let's Make a Deal, still coming on. Does it come on? Anyway, they used to have a part in that show where they would ask you to pull out certain things out of your purse. Do you have a knitting stick and some yarn, a couple of aspirins and a boiled egg or whatever, right? And you pull it out and you get $100, $200, $300 for it. I got stuff in my purse, okay? So anyway, how do we deal with the heavyweights? And those who don't show this, excuse me, those who do not show the pressures of what they're dealing with on their face, with their expressions, day to day, they don't show it. And you have some who know that you're going with things, and just because a person is not showing it, they want to joke too much, they want to pick at you too much, they want to cause an argument with you all of a sudden. They want to do things to just cause your whole emotional situation to be worse. And rule of thumb, if you know of someone going through something, you need to respect that and deal and tread water lightly. Deal with them lightly. Watch your words. Say kind words. Say words that are assuring, words that are positive. Offer your assistance. If they say no, they will feel comfort knowing that you were concerned. You have to come at them in a delicate way, because some have a hard time processing, dealing with the weights of life in itself, let alone loss and grieving. And one of the reasons I felt inspired to talk about this today is because I am personally at this time going through grieving, losing my uncle, and we lay him to rest tomorrow. And it's been very, very difficult. My uncle was very, very close with his sister, which was my mom. And I lost her 6 years ago. And now I have lost him. So it's a very emotional time. No, it's not worn on my face. It's not worn on my sleeve. It's not worn in my backpack. But I am carrying the weights of those emotions. So the only thing I need at this time is for those to continue to be positive, show love and comfort in a way that is uplifting. No negativity, no drama, no bull, no extra heavyweights, none of that. Okay, I probably would just dismiss you right there in the moment. And God provides strength. That's my go-to. It's cool to have somebody to talk to about things, and not only dealing with this, but I'm dealing with other things too, just like we all are. But not only is it good to have someone to talk to, sometimes you just don't want to talk to nobody, but you have got to pray about it. That is the ultimate way to help you through your struggles. God will give you strength, direction, insight. He will help you get through those tough times. And you will look back on that later and say, hey, boo-boo. You will look back on that later. Sorry, y'all. Just bear with me. She got something for me. What you got, boo? And you will look back on that later, and you will say, you. Oh, okay. When I go back in. Sorry, you guys. I got you, boo. I'm gonna sign it first, though. When we giving it to her? Oh, okay. Okay. I, Oh, that's okay. Um, she didn't mean to interrupt my podcast. That's a coworker, you guys. So anyway, what I'm saying is, I'm so sorry. I apologize for the interruption, but I'm doing this real time, and sometimes they are aware that I do my videos on my breaks, but sometimes they don't know when I'm in the midst of it. So I do greatly apologize. Man, I tell you, the devil is busy, ain't he? But anyway, so you have got to take it to your closet of prayer, cast your cares over, ask for that strength. I'm gonna tell you, when I lost my mom, and that's anybody who have went through that can relate, or if you lost a child, a mother, anybody close to you in any way, parent, it's a big chunk of you is snatched away, and you just don't see yourself getting through it at all. And without God, it would be absolutely impossible. And he gave me strength beyond strength that I didn't even know I had strength. So whatever comes my way from that point, because that's the ultimate loss in life, next to your children and your spouse and your parents, man, it's the biggest. So um again, my prayers and everything out to anyone who has lost anyone in this season at any time. Prayers to my family, my immediate family, you know, um, praying that we have the strength to lay my uncle to rest tomorrow, and that God works through everyone and uplifts us, and that we can celebrate his homecoming in a way that he would want us to. And so, with that being said, we never know what one is going through. We never know the trials and triumphs that people are dealing with. So, you have got to be tender. You have got to be mindful. And you have to remember that your day is going to come to have to go through something too. We all got to go down that road. We all got to walk that course. So to dismiss someone else's time of trials and situations that they're going through, or to give them a hard time, trust me, baby, your time comes too. And so we have got to give what we're going to need back, because we're all going to have to walk that walk. But I just felt led to talk about that today, and to have you reflect and think about your heavyweights, when you have them, when you have your trials, when you have things that come against you that seem heavier than life and breathing itself. What do? Who do you go to? Who sets things right for you? Who helps you? Some will say, well, I talk to my spouse. I talk to my best friend. I talk to a coworker. I talk to a relative. I talk to my man. I talk to my woman. Talk to my wife, my husband. All these things are good. If you have a go-to and can talk to those people, in addition to your spiritual connection and taking it to the man above, then that's great too. If you just take it to the man above and that's it, that's wonderful too. But you have got to remember that spiritually, you have got to set yourself straight to get your strength from that way first, to help you through one of the most difficult times of our life that we cannot avoid. We can't fast forward, rewind. We can't get around this, grown folks. We all are going to have to go through it. Losing someone that's close to us and dear to us, or being gone, checking up out of here ourselves. What happens after the fact? We just need to pray that they off into a better place and space, which I know that they are. But you have got to get yourself focused and spiritually ready to deal with what life will the hands that life will deal us, and to stop taking for granted, or some people just don't know what to say. Somebody's going through something, they didn't lost somebody, or they have somebody that's very sick, and people just don't know what to say sometimes and say the stupidest things. And if you are one of those, I just have to finish with this. If you are one of those that say the stupidest things and don't know what to say, then don't say nothing at all. It probably would be good for you just to get a card and just write in there, thinking of you, praying for you, and that's it. That's it. Don't say nothing else. Just don't. Because some will put their foot in their mouth. I got something in my eye. Some will put their foot in their mouth and just say the darndest things. And you like, why they say that? What they, you know. And so there you got another weight that it came across you that didn't have to be there. So when you're lost for words, sometimes less is best. Sometimes nothing is grand. Write it down. Get a card. Text a message. Do something very short and brief if you're not one that's good for words. Because sometimes you can make a bad situation worse, a lot worse than it is. And that's just wisdom coming at its finest for those who struggle with what to say and how to say it during the time of heavyweights. And if someone comes to you and all of a sudden they want to spend time, or they want to talk more, they calling you more, and you know they going through a season of hurt and pain, be there for them. Sometimes they just need you to listen. Sometimes they just want to hear you breathe. You see what I'm saying? Sometimes they just want to take a ride with you down the coast somewhere, or the Reno and back, or the Cache Creek and back, or the Timbuktu and back. Sometimes they just want your company. So pay attention. Keep your eyes open. Keep your heart open. Keep your mind open. Keep your spirituality fresh so that you can have that level of discernment in knowing when you need to present something in a warm way, when you need to receive something in a way that, because sometimes people send subliminal messages. They don't want to ask for nothing, or they don't want to say they need, but their eyes and their emotions and their actions tell it all. Pray that you get discernment to be able to tell the difference instead of just pounding someone with wasted, unwanted words and weights at this time in their lives. So that's all I have for you today. With the Moses Donna Smith, aka Lady D. One love, and I'll be back at you real soon. You guys have a wonderful day. Bye.